What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Pit. Today we're looking at 10 reasons why we love the WWE. At number 10, it's a battle of good versus evil.
Right in the ribs. Oh my God! Poor Foxy's just being ragdolled.
2-2's up.
At the very core of pro wrestling is a battle of good versus evil. It's the good guy taking on the bad guy, and when you really look at it, it's no different than any other form of sports or entertainment. Why do you watch the Heat versus the Knicks in the NBA playoffs? Because unless you're a Heat fan, you want to see the evil Heat lose. The battle of good versus evil in pro wrestling is no different than those other forms. You're just getting through it in a different medium. At number 9, it's like having a fantasy draft every week of the year. One of my favorite things to do is play fantasy football. I feel the same way about pro wrestling though, which I love having to predict who's going to have a great season or who isn't, and I love betting my friends that I'll be right and have a loaded fantasy team. There's just something I really enjoy about the what ifs of pro wrestling. The fact that you never really know exactly what's going to happen and can change your mind each and every week. If you're a fan of a sports fan and love fantasy sports, that should translate to pro wrestling with your wild predictions that you can come up with every single week. At number 8, it makes me feel like a kid again. I have a lot of responsibilities, whether it's work or school or just normal daily activities, and get pretty stressed out from having so much to do in so little time. Yet pretty much no matter what, I set aside 2 hours on Monday night and 2 hours on Friday night for something that brings me back to my childhood, pro wrestling. I've watched wrestling for as long as I can remember, and even have pictures of me as a 4-year-old kid wearing tights, the World Heavyweight title belt, well, a replica of course, and sunglasses, cutting a promo on the microphone. I also have videos of me wrestling in a ring where the mat is a mattress and the ring ropes are actually jump ropes, duct taped to the posts. At number 7, it may be scripted, but it's still unpredictable. I've heard this about 1,000 times before. Why watch wrestling if you already know what's going to happen? Well, the only way you really know what's going to happen is if you're booking the show, because if not, you're usually way off. The wrestling may be scripted, but just like any other sport, it's incredibly unpredictable. One of the reasons why I watch it is because no matter how much I think I know what will happen or what should happen, I love to see what it actually does. If you love watching sports or any form of entertainment because of the unpredictability, you should love pro wrestling. At number 6, it's the most fan-centric sport around. Go to a WWE show, or better yet, an indie show, and you'll try to feel like you're part of the action. But go to an NBA or MLB game, and you're kidding yourself if you think that's the case. There are fans at pro sports games, sure, but they are not nearly as involved in those games as wrestling fans are at pro wrestling events. As you can see by the rise of Daniel Bryan, fans can literally directly affect pro wrestling and the career of a particular superstar. I just don't think that's the case with pro sports. At number 5, it's storytelling at its finest. What does a good novel, TV show, or movie do? It tells a story right. That's exactly what pro wrestling does. Wrestling tells beautiful stories, whether it's the confines of a match or through a feud, the concept of which is generally just simple as good versus evil. And yet there's a very specific formula to wrestling matches, and this is all done to tell a story just like the plotline of a good book. At number 4, wrestlers don't wrestle for the love of money. Why do I watch wrestling? Because I respect the hell out of anyone who has the gonads to enter the business. What it does guarantee you is that you will travel across the United States and wrestle for $20 or no money at all just to get your name out there and have a shot at one day making it to the WWE. That's one of the biggest reasons why I watch pro wrestling and attend indie shows, because it's awesome to see guys pursuing their dreams, even if they know the chances of them making to the top are slim to none. Pro athletes in the NBA and NFL are there to make millions, while pro wrestlers often have to spend money just to get booked for a show and travel to it. At number 3, it takes as much, if not more, athleticism than most sports. One of the common criticisms I hear about pro wrestling is that it's a, quote, male soap opera. Really? Because I'd argue that it takes as much, if not more, athleticism to become a pro wrestler than it does for most sports. Wrestlers do all kinds of crazy flips and acrobats that professional golfers or basketball players couldn't do, as if they spent those years practicing them. You have to show a casual wrestling fan that this is the case. Show him Evan Bourne nailing a shooting star press or Justin Gabriel leveling someone with a 450 splash. Then look at him and say, think Derek Jeter could do that? At number 2, it's not fake. If anyone ever says that wrestling is fake, let them watch a video like this or any other YouTube video that proves that their notion that their wrestling is fake is in fact false. Better yet, try to get them in an actual wrestling ring, let them take a move and just see how, quote, fake it is. As hard as it is to believe, a lot of guys who aren't wrestling fans or only watched occasionally honestly and truly think that wrestling is fake and that taking a move in the ring feels like falling into a cloud. It obviously doesn't. And once they see that, I guarantee you that they will put a lot more respect into WWE stars and wrestlers across the world who put their bodies on the line night in and night out. And finally, at number 1, wrestling has a little bit of everything. There's a little bit of everything in pro wrestling. You have drama, you have comedy, you have athleticism, you have feuds, the list goes on and on and on. There is something for everyone in pro wrestling. It doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor, black or white, or young or poor. Pro wrestling will make you laugh, it will make you cry, it will make you go WTF, etc. There aren't very many other forms of entertainment that can all those things and do them on a constant basis, but pro wrestling does. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video of WWE Pit. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below which one was your favorite, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.